2 years ago, I started to grow ginger, and it has quickly become one of my favorite plants to grow. Ginger is a tropical plant, so it loves heat and water. I live in a cooler area, so growing it here can be tricky. It requires a lot of care, but come harvest time, it's absolutely worth it. I usually start my ginger plants indoors in February. Starting them is easy. I find organic ginger root and separate them into smaller pieces, making sure that each piece has enough eyes. This is what I plant in each pot. Then I put the cell trays on a heating mat near a window that gets a lot of natural light, or on a seed starting rack under grow lights. After a couple weeks of watering them, giving them plenty of light and keeping them warm, they will finally begin to sprout. It's the most exciting thing when they do, because I know that they will eventually turn into this. Then I'll transplant them into larger 5-gallon pots, because the ginger rhizomes will continue to grow beneath the soil. They need plenty of room to spread out.
Well, usually feel like $1,000,000. Life and value, I hold such luck. I'm adding cash to my passing days. These golden years, they always pay. And all these years I deserve. If I spend too much, it doesn't hurt. I'm always climbing up that hill. Just living life, such a thrill. But I could go to the top of the world, and I would find 1,000 pearls. But down here, I'll have to stay. I turned 50 cents today.
By this time, it's starting to get a little warmer outside as spring begins, but still too cold to put the plants outdoors. I usually transplant them in the greenhouse, but then put them back inside the house where I can better control the temperature. The leaves on top will begin to grow quickly and start to look like the tropical plant that it is, almost like bamboo. I make sure that they have plenty of water, but lots of drainage. Giving them too much can make the plants rot or cause fungus or mold to form. Once spring is in full swing and the temperatures steadily rise outside, I move the plants into the greenhouse. They take up a lot of space inside my house, so I'm usually excited to part ways with them. The greenhouse gets pretty warm during the day, but I watch the temperatures at night. If it gets too cold, I'll put a heater in the greenhouse overnight with a humidifier. During warm afternoons, I'll even start to take the pots outside to get some fresh air and start getting them used to the natural world. Ginger takes 8 to 10 months to grow. It's not a fast-growing plant, which is one of the things I like most about growing it. As the heat of summer builds, I keep an eye on them. By this point, they stay outside near the greenhouse, but I'll move them around depending on the intensity of the sun. Although it prefers warm soil, intense sun often damages the growing leaves, so putting them in natural shade can help. The best soil for ginger is rich in organic matter and well-draining. Mulching the soil with additional compost or straw helps provide nutrients, controls the weeds, and retains water. While ginger is growing, you can add a few inches of compost. This can encourage more growth in the rhizomes. If your ginger is not growing well, You might want to feed them every few weeks with an organic fertilizer, such as liquid seaweed or fish emulsion. I like to wait as long as I can before I harvest ginger. The rhizomes are largest when I do, and it allows the plant to reach its full maturity. I feel energetically like it's the right thing to do. The plant has completed its cycle of growth and will begin to die down and become dormant. Ginger is actually a perennial plant, so it could keep coming back if I were in a warmer climate or kept these rhizomes planted in containers year-round. I love ginger, and I don't usually grow year-round, so I typically harvest what I can and start again the following year. After harvesting, I clean them off and trim off the leaves and long roots. I store it in the refrigerator or I freeze it. Unpeeled ginger keeps for about a month in the refrigerator, or up to a year when it's frozen. But one of my favorite ways to preserve ginger is by dehydrating it. And dehydrated ginger is even more powerful than raw, giving it more potent anti-cancer, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory properties, which is why it's oftentimes used to kill mold, candida, and other harmful parasites. Ginger is medicinal. It has been used for over 5,000 years in some of the world's oldest medical systems, and now it's being used in some conventional medicines too. I consider ginger to be a superfood, which is why I love to grow it and why it's in some of my herbal tea blends. It helps with digestion, nausea, arthritis, inflammation, headaches, tumors, blood flow and blood pressure, moon cycle symptoms, asthma, diabetes, metabolism, sexual arousal, and so much more. It amazes me how Mother Earth provides us with powerful healing plants like ginger to keep our bodies and our minds well. Who knew that the foods we eat could have such a strong effect on us? She holds us and supports us on our journey here. The more that we turn to nature, we begin to see the cycle of the seasons and universe mirrored in our own body's rhythm. We are deeply connected to this earth. She's a part of us, and each plant has purpose, has its own unique offerings. Understanding the plant kingdom, its patterns, cycles, and how they relate to us is long-lost knowledge that could turn our world into an enlightened and sovereign state again. The more we are empowered to find truth and healing in the natural world, the more we return to the heart, to love, and embody the naturally divine beings that we truly are.